What do you say, baseball fans? Talking Baseball, Episode 6. Rye Bread here to break it down for you. My 3 strikes for the day. Break up the Tigers. We're going to talk a little bit about the Rule 5 draft. I'm just going to explain it very quickly because Akil Baddoo is a Rule 5 player and it's getting thrown around a lot. I can explain it in about a minute and be easy. And then finish up with some superlatives. Great games across MLB last night. Just a fantastic slate. So started off with the Tigers. Break up the Tigers. I love it. We were talking Tigers yesterday, and they held form. Matthew Boyd went out there and pitched well again. He's 2-1 with a 1.86 Ernie. Dude's crazy, man. It's not just a fluke. 3 MLB games, and you're still rocking that. I don't think he's going to finish at 1.86, but that's tidy. And like we said yesterday, with the young pitching on the way, if he can continue to pitch well, he doesn't have to pitch 1.86. But if he pitches well and the young kids come along, it's huge. But the real story, obviously, is Baddoo. The guy is white hot. Eta Carinae. Look it up if you don't know. It's the hottest place in the universe. Except for when Akil Baddoo's walking around. Because I think wherever he is at that moment in time is the hottest place in the universe. Dude just raised his OPS to 1443 last night. He's batting 391. The numbers are insane. So I went to look at his batted ball data on Baseball Savant. Not for the timid, by the way, Baseball Savant. It's a lot of statistics. You might throw some of you into a seizure. You see that many statistics. So stay away. It's not for the faint-hearted over there on Baseball Savant, but I included it in the comments. I wanted to see some batted ball data to see if I could find anything anomalous. And one thing that I did notice was that he's got a 47% whiff rate on changeups. It doesn't make sense that he's crushing everything else, though. But I wouldn't think that he would have a 47% whiff rate on anything with a 1443 OPS. But in lower levels of baseball, you can see a changeup coming because the pitcher basically shot puts it at you. High-level pitchers obviously know how to disguise it. But it's not impossible to recognize a changeup out of the hand, especially if you can see the top of the ball and there's no fingers there, with the split change being so prevalent. I'm not saying I could do it. I'm just saying that it is possible. It's feasible that a world-class athlete and amazing hitter like Akil Baddoo could figure out a way to improve that whiff rate by 10 or 15%. And if he were to do even a little bit of an improvement, the numbers would improve. Like, it doesn't seem that it would be possible for him to improve his numbers. But when I was looking at Baseball Savant, why not? The heat chart on this guy, he's hitting everything. He's hitting everything. It's really fun to watch. I'm obviously going to stay on it because of my just love of the Tigers from my boyhood team or whatever. But it's going to be exciting. And I want to explain the Rule 5 draft because Akil Baddoo is a Rule 5 player from the Minnesota Twins. The Rule 5 draft happens in December. Teams that have room on their 40-man roster draft in reverse order from a player pool of unprotected players from other teams. So the players that are not on 40-man rosters are open game. And if selected, the selecting team puts that player on their 26-man roster and pays 100 Gs. Now, if that team wants to send that player down, it's not just you get the guy and then you put him in your minor league system. The whole point is he's in the minors somewhere else and you're giving him a shot to play every day. So the minors don't just happen. You can't just send a guy down. They have to pass waivers completely. And if the player does pass waivers, this Rule 5 selection, the other team that lost him would be able to buy him back for $50,000. And if that option is declined, then the player could be assigned to the minors. But if you're in the Twins front office and you had a hand in making the decision to leave Akil Baddoo unprotected, I wonder if you feel like a pain in your neck or your back and then you look over at the ticker, and it's another amazing feat by Akil Baddoo. He is so fun to watch. A Rule 5 player from the Twins in division. Ooh, do you like apples? My goodness, that is tough to swallow if you're in the Twins organization. My goodness. But obviously, if they knew he was this good, they wouldn't have let him go. It's not easy. It's not as easy as it looks. But if you're a Tiger fan, you're pleased, and if you're a Twins fan, you are not. So the last thing to get to, superlatives from last night. If you missed Cleveland at Chicago, I feel sorry for you, because that was an awesome game. What a game last night. Pitchers duel. Giolito was great. 7 innings, 3 hits, 8 Ks, 2 walks, but overshadowed by the monster that was Shane Bieber. My goodness, he was on a mission. He must have seen how Glasnow overshadowed a great Texas pitching performance with his 14K night. Bieber comes out and goes 9 scoreless with 11 Ks and a walk. Picks up his first win of the year. Karinchak, their young prospect, comes in and gets his first save. If you're a Cleveland fan, you cannot be happier about that pitching line. My goodness. Now, you need timely hitting to win games. But that night was all about the pitchers. It was all about the pitchers. And you have to think that Bieber saw what Glasnow was doing and gave it the old, anything you can do, I can do better, because he was amazing last night. What a race for the Cy Young this year. Very exciting. And finally, as a former part-time catcher, I've worn the gear a lot. Sometimes you're the catcher because nobody else will do it, and other times you're the catcher because you're the only one who can do it. So I've been in the gear, and I'm so excited when catchers make awesome plays. Angels at Royals last night, bases loaded in the 9th inning. Salvy Perez picks off David Fletcher from third base to end the game. So you're thinking, oh man, bases loaded, we're in big trouble, and all of a sudden, wait, it's over, we won? Because our catcher is a complete manimal? I love it. I was so pumped for Salvy. It's so great when the catcher comes up big. I love it's so fun for a catcher to see that. It's so underappreciated. Guys on the team obviously appreciate the catcher. They don't want to do it. But outside to the fan, the catchers don't get the credit they're due. In the clubhouse, they definitely get it, but not in the stadium seats and not in the press box. So it's always great to see a catcher make good. So happy for Salvy Perez. What a play. That'll do it for today. I want to make sure you guys know about Bascom's Chop House over there in Clearwater. It's about 15 minutes from the Trop. Get a good steak if you're over there watching a game. And if you want, get at me at RyeBread0844. That's 0844 on Twitter. I just want to talk baseball, man. Let me know how we can do better. We're going to be back tomorrow because we're going to do 162.